What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning. Welcome to another Mike's Monday Motivation. These have been fun. We've been doing this for a while, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback. So thank you to you guys for sharing this, putting it out there, and bringing more people in. I almost just said ultimately 5 times, and I caught myself, and this is great. I'm learning. Ultimately is like my Like, I'm just so sophisticated that I don't say ahs and ums. I say ultimately as a filler word. So I'm working on not doing that. I literally just talked myself out of it like 5 times. But ultimately, we're here to continue to motivate, drive, inspire, people to do things they wouldn't normally have done on their own. Like, people, I believe, listen to this podcast, listen to this segment intentionally to get their week started. And for me, it's fun to see that. We're over 2 years of consistently delivering this on Mondays, and that's thankful to you guys as the podcast has continued to grow. We are reaching a larger audience and making a bigger impact, which is the target of why I started all of this from the beginning. But today I want to talk about that, looking back, analyzing, looking back, understanding when to adjust, understanding that there is a purpose and intent to look back. I see a lot of people talk about, don't live in the past and, don't dwell on the past. And I get that. I'm not suggesting that I want you to go back and sit in the past and I want you to, look back as if you wish you were somewhere in the past, or you wish something didn't happen, or you wish something did happen. You can't change any of that. That's not the intent of looking back when I look at why I want you to be able to understand how to reference previous things to make an impact in your future. Obviously at WinRate, we've talked a lot about how we intentionally look at our SWOT analysis, create initiatives, meet every week to go to those initiatives and analyze and adjust. Like, your business is changing, the marketplace is changing. What worked for you even 6 months ago will not work for you today, no less 3, 4, 5 years ago. And I see so many businesses that are still doing things that worked years, if not decades ago, but they just never changed because there was never a good way for them to analyze and adjust. So my suggestion would be, get good at recapping what went well, what didn't go well, and what do we want to do differently going forward. And that last question is very important, because even things that go well, say that was a win, that went great, cool, what will we do differently next time? This is a huge part of how our events have evolved. We have not thrown a bad event yet. I don't think there's a single event that we looked at and said, ooh, we shit the bed on that one. But every event we've gone away with, okay, that went great, this could have gone better, but what will we do differently next time? That's the most important part of looking back. Whether it's at previous relationships, previous initiatives, previous activities, previous reporting, previous employees, previous customer types, whatever it is, whether it went well or it didn't go well, it's incredibly important that you analyze what will we do differently next time. This is how you evolve intentionally. This is how you make changes that get more desirable results, because even in a SWOT analysis, right? You have strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I'm not going to go through all that on this episode, but the strengths, people tend to not look at those when they're building initiatives. I want to capitalize on our strengths. I want to look at, hey, that went really well. How can we do it better? That went really well. How can we evolve it? That went really well. What will we do differently next time based on what we know now? Cooper and I right now and our entire marketing team, it's grown. Obviously, WinRate, the staff has grown, and we're looking at how are we going to distribute content differently going forward? Well, we're going to start with analyzing it. For the next 90 days, we're going to be running reports on engagement and analytics based on each platform and different types of posts, so we can make intentional decisions going forward. Like, the content's not going to go away, the podcast's not going to go away, YouTube's not going to go away, but we're going to say, this is working for us. What are we going to do differently going forward to improve or adjust to the marketplace, right? Improve results or adjust to the marketplace, because this is where a lot of people move forward, they go forward, they're moving ahead, they're solving problems, I'm moving ahead, I'm taking action, I'm moving aggressively, and they leave this wake of just incomplete activities behind them that ultimately turn into anchors, because every task that you leave incomplete goes off the back of your ship, attached to your ship. It's dragging back there. Some are heavier than others, some turn into anchors, but they're all going to slow you down in some way, shape, or form if you don't cut yourself free of it. One of the best ways is to complete it. Another good way is to look back and realize, oh, that didn't work, let's cut that one loose. And I'll say this right now, how many platforms or applications are you paying for monthly right now that you don't even use anymore? And that's an easy example. But if you can look at what worked, what didn't work, and what are we going to do differently going forward, you can continually evolve. It's one of our core values, and it's there for a reason. because we want to get better every day. I want to be happy with my results and my activity, my performance today, and I want to be better tomorrow. And better doesn't always mean trying harder or significantly better results. It's analyzing the marketplace, analyzing how people respond to the stuff that you're doing, responding to how your employees respond, how different seasons of the year evolve, and how your market's changing and your customers are buying, like what their buying habits are, and how they're building trust with brands. It's all changing. And so it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong if you don't change. It's just you're not keeping up with some of the most relevant things that are going to continue to get you, industry-leading results. Like if you're in business just to get by, or you're in business just to make $100,000 and be happy with that, like I'm not knocking somebody who's okay making $100,000 a year. But I think it's really stupid to try to do that as a business owner. It's just not worth it. Go get a job. Go become more valuable and be on someone else's team. You can make $100,000 with a lot less stress. But if you're trying to be industry leading, you're trying to be the champion in your space, you're trying to live up to these expectations you have for yourself that exceed anybody else's belief or expectations in you, you're going to have to continually evolve. And one of the best ways to do that is to look back over the time period, whether that's the day, the week, the month, the quarter, the year, the decade, whatever it is. You need to look back on a regular basis and ask yourself, what worked, what didn't work, and what are we going to do differently going forward so that you can continue to evolve and ultimately continue to win fast and win often. Make it a great week, guys.